Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
Hey YouTube, I'm Chris Pirillo, and this is your Geek Out for Wednesday, June 6, 2012. If you work in IT, you know how complicated it can be to keep all your systems up and running. That's okay, because Citrix is here for you. Head over to gotoassist.com, click the Try It Free button, and use the promo code Pirillo so you can start controlling your desktops, servers, just about any computer remotely from wherever you happen to be. Will Windows 8 suffer the same fate as the Windows Phone? I don't know if Windows Phone is going to suffer because it's just kind of getting started. And Windows 8 as well. I mean, have you seen some of these forthcoming tablets that they're going to be releasing with Windows 8? Doesn't look too shabby. So what do you think? Will Windows 8 survive? Would you want to live on Mars? What kind of question is that? Of course I'd like to live on Mars. Who wouldn't? I mean, if you were given the opportunity to pick up from where you are right now and, let's say, live on Mars, and it wouldn't take any time to get there, maybe a couple hours because they've invented new travel technology by then, you would do it, wouldn't you? I mean, why would you stay here on Earth? Wouldn't you rather go exploring? If you could make a living from exploring a foreign planet, wouldn't you do that? That's like Star Trek. Only it's more like on a planet, but the planet in the stars. More like Planet Trek, I guess. E-readers versus tablets. This is an e-reader. This is a tablet. Any questions? One is optimized for reading. That's one of the reasons I call it an e-reader. The screen might be using e-ink technology, which is, that's sharp. It's very sharp. It's also out of battery. The tablet computer is pretty much a stark contrast, and right now currently set apart largely because of its color screen. Not just an iPad, but Kindle Fire could be considered a tablet, or any one of the Windows 8 tablets, the forthcoming Windows 8 tablets, which nobody has yet. Must we have internet everywhere? Is this even a valid question? Of course we need internet everywhere. In fact, I hate getting on airplanes that don't have some kind of internet connectivity option available to me. How to clean a desktop PC. Dude, when was the last time you picked up your computer, and I'm not talking about a portable computer, I mean a desktop tower chassis computer thing, a traditional computer, and blew out the dust, got rid of the dust bunnies? You may be in for a shock if you have never done that with your desktop computer. Trust me, there's dust in your system. That's bad. The reason so many people don't like their computers. That's the title of the story, and I can tell you my perspective. It's because most computers are hard to use. I mean, we, as in you and me, might take usability for granted. We can figure out how to make something work. In fact, it's been shown that kids these days hate reading instruction manuals. Well, adults, and I mean today's adults, need those instruction manuals. I went through an experience with my parents trying to explain them that they don't really come with manuals anymore, and they were shocked. Who has a manual? You don't need a manual to use a computer. Well, you might not, I might not, but some people still do. What's the most frustrating thing that you experience with your computer? And if you say nothing frustrates you, you're not human. Google Earth to get radically better 3D images and a new UI on iOS and Android. So what's the news here? Of course they're going to be updating their software. What Google talked about today wasn't really anything interesting because they didn't really have anything to talk about. They just made the announcement today because they know that in a few more days, Apple's really going to have something to announce. A better mapping system in iOS. Huge news coming down the pike. And this is the type of technology that you really don't care where it comes from so long as you can get your hands on it. Google may just be in trouble with the mapping industry. 6.5 million hashed passwords from LinkedIn were reportedly leaked. You better change yours now if you have a LinkedIn account. It's always something smart to do to change your passwords every so often, certainly more frequently than you probably change your underwear. One of the world's most famous sci-fi and fantasy writers, Ray Bradbury, has passed away today. My condolences to Ray's family. IDC predicts Windows Phone will surpass iOS by 2016. I think that Windows Phone will surpass Android, and I know a lot of you don't want to hear that, but think about what Microsoft already has in their universe. They've got Xbox, they've got Windows with the forthcoming Windows 8 tablets and computers, although I think Windows 8 is going to be a lot more popular on tablets than they will be on traditional desktop computers or non-touchscreen computers. And now they'll have the phone component fully up to speed with their entertainment or with their business productivity lineup. That is a triple threat. I guess we all have to wait to see how it turns out. And I'm not going for one operating system over another. It doesn't matter to me. As long as usability reigns supreme and we have options, we should all be happy. And remember, there can be no number one in a race that never ends. I asked you guys to post questions on Twitter and YouTube and the Facebook page, which, by the way, has surpassed 100,000 subscribers today. Congratulations, everybody. Ashton Lee Hudson on Twitter asked, have you got any tips for starting to post videos on YouTube? Put something out there. See if it resonates with people. That's what we did, and we're about 5,000 videos into it, and so far, so good. Oh, great. Now you guys are asking Diana questions on Twitter. Could you ask your husband, Chris Pirillo, what it takes for him to follow someone? It takes a lot, really, because there are a lot of people that I could follow. It's just that many people regurgitate things that other people have already regurgitated. They may not be creating anything new. I tend to follow people who create new things or who interact and who appreciate the community, but also love giving back to it. An active follower is always a happy follower for me. BBbloodbrotherCCCX 3 on YouTube asked, what do you think of touchscreen PCs? Will you ever get one? I've had one. In fact, I still have one. Many of you have noticed that it's showing up in the vlogs every so often. I haven't really used it that much, but maybe I'll try throwing Windows 8 on it once it's gone final to see if it becomes a bit more usable. It's just that the touchscreen is not very usable. vorontheblack on YouTube asked, question, Chris, are the SSDs worth the money, and would I see a massive or minimal performance boost in a MacBook Pro? Your thoughts? My main use would be word processing and Illustrator workings. I say go SSD. It's not to say that hard drives are yesterday's news, it's just that hard drives are yesterday's news. Has anybody ever complained about having a computer that was too fast? Spy Shocker on YouTube asked, what do you think about WWDC this June? I think it's going to happen, and I also think we're going to be streaming it live. Well, not from the actual event, but right here. So when the WWDC announcements are happening, you can tune into our YouTube channel for live discussion, and we can talk about, what Apple's talking about. Thanks again for your questions. We really appreciate the support, and, if you want, you could also support our sponsors. Go to assist.com, click the Try It Free button, and use a promo code Pirillo. Do I hear someone printing out a manual? Well, see you later.